Greetings, this is Frina Rianentra, half-elven YouTuber, and I come to you once again with with my reaction to Critical Role. Or at least I hope so. Reason I say hope so is, well, I've come with a bit of a conundrum. Critical Role is not online. Okay, it seems like it's playing something. A while ago, when I logged up, it showed it showed nothing, but it's like a few minutes of this already playing, which then got touched toward. And technically says not online right now, so I'm not seeing any fast forwarding. So maybe just a slow thing. It was just delayed. But tonight, as it says here, will be Campaign 3, a Song of Ourselves, episode 33. When last we left off, they had successfully done their infiltration of through invitation. Of the Paragon's Call, where Iman Trechty was hiding. And they're trying to figure out how it goes when suddenly a disturbance was heard out. So they may be going into an unforeseen combat with an unknown force. Or at least that evolving one, because we're not sure if they'll use it as a distraction, join and fight, and if so, depending on who it is, we don't actually know whether or not they'll be fighting with Paragon's Call or decide at that moment to pull the rug against them and fight against them. Because Iman is, because Pesci is under their protection, so they'll eventually have to. Okay, we've seen all these things. Before I go into anything else, I'm going to give you a bonus reaction. A YouTuber, Cami-Cat, who does original songs, a lot of them D&D inspired, came out with a new one, which I decided to save for extra, called Stormbreaker. It's over 4 minutes, so playing time before it should be. Even if it does start at 10, plenty of extra time to start. Oh, one second. Okay, flashing imagery may not be. Please be advised. If you're not that, be advised. And but if you are children and shouldn't be watching, why the heck are you watching Critical Role? The language on this show, well, it's not the worst I've ever heard of.
Many stories have been told about a mighty crew, one that claims so many honest souls and ripped poor towns in two. Not a soul alive could sail in peace as the storm roamed the sea. When thunder rose and lightning flared, you knew that you would never be free. As the prideful people stood together against a tyrant's power, the storm descended on them and attempted to devour all their sons and fathers, moms and daughters, till nothing remained. As their plan began to blossom, they heard cries among the rain. Their shouts carried on the wind. The smoke rose from hell within. Their hope taken there and then. The ones who said they'd ensure their safety had left them all for dead. When the crew prepared to take the town, collect share. The seeds began to quiver and a chill came in the air. The ship began to shiver, then the clouds began to part. As if the gods above replied they would no longer seal their hearts. No longer seal their hearts. A whirlpool summoned by the will of a warrior, a treasure returning to settle her own score. Then down from a blinding white pillar shining bright came forth the giant sword and a bloody man to ride. And her will descended down with the resonating sound. A demon's crew against her band, a group of heroes rose above. They taken justice into their hands, and on through the night when the lightning to shreds and the thunder rolled rain and poured on with their might, taking down the right hand, damning every last man till the captain herself was taken by none other than the one that they thought gone away. Now stood face to face, swords to chest and dead to lay. The Mistwalker cried, "You'll never be rid of me." Her final had won as she fell into her grave.
Kind of a ballad. Almost.
Thus the heroes they returned, a warm welcome they had earned. They had cleared the crimson skies. When hope was lost, they took it back from the cruelest jaws of night. And the people did rejoice, heard through each and every voice. Faith restored to their own hands. They never lost another, no matter the goal, no matter the toll, they claim to their land.
Do they have this, the story about what happened in this campaign? In somewhere? Like? Or subscribe? Okay, thank you. Well, that was Stormbreaker. Very. See why I watched that. Okay, let me just check to see if no, just check it. See if Nightbot has revealed. Yes. So apparently it's 7 minutes and 4 hours and 50 minutes. That would be 4 hours exact. Can't with that. But the open door for. I'm trying to decide whether or not to. I'll play it by ear and see how I'm feeling toward the end of this part 1 of my reaction, and decide whether or not to record part 2 as it is played live as well, or to wait until the morning. Let's see, while we're waiting, just to let you know 2 things. One, as you've heard me saying plenty of times, I do not own, nor am I associated with Critical Role, its YouTube or Twitch channels, or any of its other online presence. Just a fan sharing with my fellow fans. Okay. Okay. The other thing is that I'm currently working. Okay. Here. Uh, it's the my own on a a homebrew subclass for paladins. Oath of the Heavens. They have they are specialized in aerial combat and flying enemies. Many many foes and threats are airborne menaces. To protect what you hold dear, you found that you must, in every sense, rise to the challenge. Take to the skies to take the fight to the enemy. Let thy conviction command the winds and rally the very storms to thy cause. I was going to have more down, but I discovered I found out some I think so many things. The first two are like level 3 is specifically like oak spells, which I have, and panel divinities. So and the second thing being an aura, an aura ability. I don't know what I haven't really looked at it, so I didn't know that, and will now have to reformat some ideas to fit this stuff, basically fit these. Once again. Real quick. First off, all my expanded spell lists for this are. You get these at whatever level, at whatever player class level you get their spell level, slots of that level. I'll try to read it in order of like a spell. Jump and Featherfall. After that, it's Spiritual Weapon. The only none of the spells can be found on the regular Paladin list. I make sure to only include spells that you can't just get as a Paladin already. The Spiritual Weapon, I think it was Warding Wind that was the other level 2 spell. Level 3 is Fly, which is the big ones. Probably can try use. And Call Lightning. Ice Storm and Storm Sphere. Then for level 4s, that finally Steel Wind Strike and Freeland Winds for the level 5. Now, so like Jump, Fly. I guess I'll make this into a channel ability. Maybe I had to reformat a lot of this, but those will be okay. And Free Winds can be cast number of times without spell slots, because But I really have to do this to figure out how to reform it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Critical Role, where a bunch of us nerdy-ass voice actors sit around and play Dungeons and Dragons.
We play
Oh, dear Lord!
Yes, indeed. To that point, we have some quick announcements to get through, beginning with our first sponsor, Backblaze. Sam?
Do you want to love someone unconditionally? Feed and care for them and receive absolutely no affection in return?
I do.
We're gonna get along just fine because I'm a cat. I'm a cat,
Really?
which means I don't
thought
care
you-
for people, places, things, other cats. In fact, existence
fun.
itself is kinda meh. But one thing I do enjoy are our old friends at Backblaze. Backing up and accessing your digital data astonishingly easy with unlimited computer backup for Macs and PCs.
Wow.
Your computer stores very important files and photos, which mean nothing to me.
Nope.
I will happily chew the wires of your expensive machine, ruining it forever. Do I do this out of spite? Of course, I'm a cat.
No,
No.
Sam.
Don't you dare!
No.
No!
Nope.
Oh!
Oh God.
What?
Oh,
But
I
for
thought it was
just
gonna be so
$7 a
gross.
month, you can access your backed up files on the go with Backblaze's iOS. Access. With Backblaze's iOS and Android apps. And if you ever need to restore, you can get a flash key or hard drive with all of your data shipped right to my door. Oops, I meant your door. I guess technically you live here too, but we both know it's really mine. Meow. Backblaze has restored over 55 billion files for their customers, which makes it obviously why they're recommended by the New York Times, Macworld, Tom's Guide, and many more publications that I will destroy with urine.
Oh no, hear from them.
Please.
My
Do not
5 favorite
ever
things are
speak.
me, sleep, fish bones, and throwing shade. You might notice that math was not on the list, and neither were you, because I'm a cat. You can get a 15-day no credit card required free trial right now at backblaze.com/criticalrole.
No.
Oh, this? I pooped in this, but I won't tell you where. You just have to dig around for it because that's your life now. You're a poop archaeologist. And me, I'm a cat.
I think I'm actually playing like.
Thanks to Backblaze for continuing to support the show. Matt, cat to you.
There's actually a.
It's my
I'm playing like.
It's my favorite. I can't believe you write this shit.
Your favorite?
I don't like any of that.
Oh
God.
No.
Or
Oh god, he's in heat.
that.
Okay.
Your hairball
This
off
way
the table.
All right, well, thank you for enduring that. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Backblaze. Sorry, Backblaze. Laura, you got some announcements to talk about.
I love going after that. First of all, let's just wipe the slate clean with our very first.
Look at it, it's too big.
Oh,
Sam.
Something so cool.
What is that?
Get it off the table.
It's my urine.
No.
Liar.
I'm just gonna
I hope.
not talk until you get it off.
But it's real cool.
Get it off the table.
No.
Here,
Not-
You don't want those two things associated?
Travis, that's as close as you've ever gotten to something
cat,
like
yeah.
that. Right there.
So excited about this. Don't ruin things because you're a cat.
That's my job.
We partnered with HipDot. Our very first makeup collection. Yes.
Turn in the
And the
Makeup? That looks like a
HipDot
box.
And the Mighty Nine collection features stunning art by Will Kirkby
Oh, yeah,
and
you were
Hugh Nguyen with a design that takes inspiration from the Fletching and Moondrop Carnival. Check it out.
But there's more.
There's lipsticks. There's highlighter. There's this amazing eyeshadow palette. It's all embossed.
Oh.
Each product is also completely clean and vegan. Seriously though, it's amazing. I'm obsessed. Pre-orders will be open for 12 days, starting today. So check it out right now,
inside again.
hipdot.com/critical-role. So I had to test out this stuff when we were like figuring it out, and I am obsessed with this middle lipstick color, so I'm gonna be ordering a couple of these sets so I don't run out of this one.
Okay.
I'm obsessed.
I've waited for this for so long.
It's so pretty.
For so
The
long.
inside is
Yeah.
amazing.
You got to see it up close. Go to the website, check it out up close because like the embossing on it is just so beautiful.
It's
They
got
did
our
such a really good
characters'
job.
faces.
Working on
It's
this for
got-
years.
We've been working on it for such a long time.
It's one of the most
Y'all
amazing
made makeup.
boxes I've ever
made it
seen.
happen.
Yeah,
Literally
so
just
pretty.
gorgeous.
So yeah, you guys.
Is it burning?
It's so pretty. Okay. I'll move on because I've got other things to announce still. Samuel.
This really is the cat experience, isn't it?
We have a pate.
Oh.
It's a bag!
Hanger punch. Look at me.
Sweet old
Oh.
dead guy.
Trisha.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I haven't seen him yet.
Oh my god.
He looks horrific.
I will not get that.
Tail. He's got a little rat tail.
You little
He's
dead
got-
rat.
He's got your little scissors as a chin.
Oh my
God.
So
That
cute.
is
doesn't have-
really
No,
No, not for you. Not for you.
Cat. In
Rats
addition
are
to that,
Please tell me
we
someone has
have-
a
fine
spray
tail
bottle.
Contort into different.
Oh, it's so cute.
Oh my goodness.
We have our chibi pins of the Bell's house out now. Artist Jenny Park smashed it again. Check it out. I think F.C.G is one of my favorites because his little wheel moves.
It moves.
Little spinny wheels?
It's a spinning wheel. So we've got Ladna, we've got Ashton, we got Sir Bertrand, come on. We've got Chetney, and we got Lil Imogen. Oh yeah,
F.C.G.
Oh my God, Ashton.
Oh
So,
my
yeah.
god, so spiky.
Obviously, your character and your character's already out.
They're
Yes, they're
first
already
out of the gate.
Oh my god, look.
And then, in addition to that, it's just a day. We have one of our yes, okay, good.
So much cool shit.
Our
Whoa, what? Oh my god.
sleeveless hooded cardigan. Sleeves are bold.
I'm gonna wear that every day.
I know, yeah.
I need
We totally thought of you when we were designing it. This is designed by Adrian Helton.
So rad.
It's so hard to find like good
Turn
sleeveless
around so we
vests.
can see the back.
Damn.
Kneel down a little bit. Squat.
It's all bow-tastic.
Don't stand up.
I didn't even know we were doing this.
Give us
It's
some
a
Cobalt soul.
Give us some
Let's
shadow boxing.
There's a medium.
Give
Do
us
you
some
want
shadow
it?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I will
There
wear
it is.
put
There
this
it
on right
is.
now.
Amazing.
The hood, the hood is so great. It's so cozy. There's pockets. Yeah, there's
For
pockets.
bacon. For your bacon.
This man.
Oh yeah.
You might want to put it in a Ziploc.
Isn't it so cute?
The image
The rocking horse.
No. So yeah, go check it out. Go to our stores. Go look at all this stuff. I'm so proud of it. Okay.
Oh, wow. Yay! That was a good one.
Or the light angle. That's so
That's
fucking
good.
sexy on that.
Ah, so good. This is awesome.
Ashton one.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess that concludes our announcements. Got a little distracted there. So I believe that does bring us to tonight's episode of
It's in your house.
Critical Role.
One by one we climb until we reach the top. Two by two we fall. Will we meet our end or meet our destiny? Hold your breath and
Then
roll.
roll.
It's Thursday
Hey, night. All ye pleasures, come join us this time to continue our path. No. There is magic in this world. What happened? We might. One thing for sure. We never
From the healer to the renegade, we all share the same goal. Adding more allies, taking more chances. Hold your breath and roll. It's Thursday night. All ye critics, come join us. It's time to continue our
Thursday night. There is magic in victory from darkness, our precious.
one thing's for sure, we never give up on the fight.
Oh, there it is! It's Thursday!
And welcome back. So, last we left off, Bell's Hells, after learning about some odd kooky things surrounding the Moon Ruidus. Some odd kooky things. An odd vision of something structural and massive on one part of the surface of the red moon, as well as elements of Fern's history that seems to tether her to being born beneath this same red moon many, many years ago. After learning some of this bit of information, watching Ira Wendigoth vanish into the ether for whatever he has planned and plotted, you returned to Bassaris, being dropped off by Bertie Calloway, who returned to the hideaway, and began to figure out how best to handle the day before you looked into Treshy. You went to Imahara Joe's place to inspect what may have caused this strange bit of violence that came from F.C.G. Couldn't quite pinpoint any reasoning for it. Learned a bit about the physiology of this aormaton that you've had with you, as well as a bit of possible history that may have a connection. Then went over to check out the Seat of Disdain, where the crawler faction within the city of the Paragon's Call that seems to be highly involved in both the business of this fugitive Treshy, as well as some of the things going on around Otohan, the Paragon's Call group leader, and an individual that they've been seen with many years ago, and a lot of the business in Drusar as well. You passed by Artana Vo, who you met once before, a bounty hunter in Drusar, who seems to have made a trek out here around the same time. You went and introduced yourself as new members of the Paragon's Call after proving yourself in the Death Wish run. They brought you in, showed you your quarters and your barracks, gave you a tour of the place, but while keeping a close eye on you as you did so. About the time this happened, the distant, darkened dust and sandstorm that was slowly encroaching began to overtake the town as everyone battened down the hatches and sought to wait it out. During this time, you found that Treshy was indeed being kept in the Seat of Disdain, in the basement, the locked-away basement, within a cell. A prison cell that had been outfitted to be almost like a guest quarters, but still definitely a cell. After Chetney had done a sort of search and information-gathering mission, and a few of you also went and gathered the ring that you could track with from the local jeweler in the middle of the storm, you began to figure out how to handle this possible capture of Treshy when you began to hear commotion and shouts and yells. As you went and followed them out to the front, the doors to the Seat of Disdain were open, the sandstorm blasting by as you heard people shouting, yelling, and what sounded like explosions and fiery impacts as one member of the call hits the ground in front of you, covered in burns. And that's where we pick up, here in the midst of this chaos. Who's doing what?
Does it look like, can we tell who's attacking?
You can make a perception check.
With
disadvantage, because everything here is lightly obscured in the storm.
The door opening.
Roll again.
It's a way to start it. And that's a 3.
Well, on my straight roll.
Disadvantage?
He said because it's so cloudy, or so
this is
dusty.
the dust storm.
22. I rolled once.
That's right, because you have advantage normally. Glancing about, you see about a dozen or so members of the Paragon's Call, both on or around the ground here, some injured, some fighting, and you see a handful of other figures that are along the wall, kind of just barely seeing the shadow. They're like ducking down and up, and another explosion rocks the side of the mammoth crawler. You can see now this detonation gives a flash of light and flame before bits and pieces of wood start flying down, as well as what looks to be a couple of chunks of broken rock from the masonry crates that you had set up there. One of the heavy rocks hits the dust maybe 2 feet to your left, and you sideswipe before it impacts. It would have probably knocked you out.
The mammoth crawler got blasted?
The mammoth crawler is being attacked.
Man.
They're going up to the load.
Side note, you look really good in that vest.
Yo! Snap!
Orem?
Yeah.
You said, Artana Vo is here?
I think it's a coincidence?
No!
All right,
I think we should get to Treshy.
okay, what about the ring on that? They're gonna blow it up. Someone's blown it up.
That's true. We should see who's attacking, though. A fight.
You know what their call? 2 other call figures rush by and be like, "What are you doing? Come help!" and just go charging out into the storm. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
This is our chance to get trashy. Yes. You're the only one that can pick locks.
Okay, I'm going back inside. I run back in, I go in the hallway, and I go back to the door.
Wait, don't you want to take someone with you?
No,
I
it's
go
just
too.
me.
I run after.
I run too.
I'm going to go plant the ring. Talk to me.
A real leader.
I'll be covering you.
I'll go with you. I'll go with you.
You with me?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Get some
So,
of those crates.
Copy. That's a Marisha thing.
Copy what?
Lot has never said copy in her damn life.
Treshy, raise
Team
your hand.
Treshy.
Treshy?
Team Treshy.
3. Okay,
All right.
good. Woo! That's a big
Team
deal.
Ring.
Only.
We really playing this.
What are you
What are you
doing?
doing, F.C.G?
Nope.
No, we're in chaos. It's chaos.
I'm gonna stay.
They've scattered. What are you doing?
I'm gonna stay where the attack is happening so I can find out who's attacking.
Yes, good, yeah.
Okay, valid. So as you kind of push into the space now, you see, and you glance up and through the elements of the sand and the fog and the heavy dust that's blowing through just these shapes along the parapets of the walls that surround the Seat of Disdain. You look on the ground and can see some figures that are lying on the ground motionless, like some of the usual sentries that watch have been kind of thrown off the edge and are now unconscious or worse on the ground outside of it. At this point, you can see now some of the ladders that are currently been slammed up there or maintained up there as a means to get to it are being climbed by members of the Paragon's Call and are firing up with hand crossbows or throwing daggers up to whoever's up there, but they're just being cast away in the middle of the heavy wind and sandstorm.
I don't see any attackers yet.
You don't see any detail. They're too far away. You just see shapes moving along the wall. And it looks like they're all lobbering from a distance. They're all sticking to the wall and using the edges of it to guard themselves between impacts. This is a full-on assault from that side.
And the wall, the protective wall, has a hole in it?
The wall does not have a hole. They're attacking from the top of it. It looks like they've taken one of the walls.
Oh.
So that mean they have
Another explosion on the side, and you watch as one of the large kind of load-bearing mammoth legs kind of leans to one side and lists. A bunch of the crates and everything that got loaded begins to shift a bit and tumble, hit the ground. Some crates break open, some get kind of blown off and end up impacting against the far wall, leaving a pile of everything that had been loaded now heavily unloaded.
Any of the good shit?
Take off running to the crates.
Yeah, I'm running with you into the crates. You doing what I'm doing?
A mammoth crawler standing as just
As you know, I'm taking my chisel out and dragging it across the palm of my hand using Crimson Right.
And I'm going to cast Mirror Image on myself.
Got it.
Is there anyone of the Paragon's Call who's injured within range of me?
There's a number of them. Looks to be 5 members right now. 3 of which aren't moving. They're on the ground unconscious. It looks to be like kind of burned or impacted from shrapnel or elements of heavy bludgeoning damage from the initial explosion.
Okay, I'll go up to one who looks unconscious, and I will reach out to cast Spare the Dying on him, but I will hesitate because I don't know what that will do to me, so I will not do it.
Oh.
Okay.
You don't know what that'll do.
I don't know what that'll do to me, so I better not.
He'll start killing everybody.
All right, so you over there and you're kind of in this moment focusing on what you may or may not do.
Anything? Can I bamf out Mister real quick?
If you like to.
Yes.
We're gonna need that
Dust
hole.
is striking its face.
Any crates? Do we see any of the fancy ones?
Any of the fancy ones.
Just. oh no! Everything fell. We're helping.
So, yeah. You see 3 of the members of the call are now rushing underneath the now, like, partially standing mammoth, which would normally have these large, massive 4 or 5 legs, depending on the construction. One of the legs is completely blown from under. Another one has folded on the side, so there's only 3 on another side that are standing. So it's kind of at this heavy side tilt. And you see the legs trying to readjust to make up for the lost weight structure, but it's still struggling. As it's doing, you can see there are a number of call members that are climbing the ladders on the side. There's 2 that have gotten on top of it that are firing towards any of the entities that are up at the top. And you see one of them pulls out one of the carbine rifles, waits, aims, and fires, cracks like thunder locally. And you see a shaded figure and then fall off the wall and hit the dust and ground right at the base of the wall on the inside. You can see one of the other call members who is in because there are now 3 of them up by the pile of boxes that are starting to grab crates and trying to get any of the necessary goods out from the middle of the open. And one of them just goes over and like whack, just finishes the job on whoever fell off the wall as they were getting up, crack with a heavy club, and they are no longer moving. Nice. But now you hear other shots, arrows going by, and the occasional rifle shots from the wall. And more members are now coming out of the Seat of Disdain.
Do the ladders appear to be a target? Are Paragon Call members going up the ladder and getting like shot off the ladder?
No one's been shot off the ladder yet, but you do see about 2 members are up on the ladder, and then a shadow comes at the top of the wall and pushes it off the side, and the ladder. They both like leap off the last second to try to save best they can and roll into it.
Oh, the ladders are going up the wall.
They're going up against the wall, yeah, and then they get pushed off. And so you watch as they tumble out of it. One of them kind of gets up, the shoulders like popped out of the socket a little bit, and he starts yelling, trying to get it back in, while the other one looks hurt, but he gets back up, pulls out what looks like a nice wicked saber, and starts rushing up around the other side of the wall for another entryway, you assume.
I'm gonna go. Is there an easy way to go up into the crawler?
You can try, yeah.
I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna cast spider climb on myself as well.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Here we go.
Spider glide!
I have spider climb now, yeah. You just see Laudna's like limbs kind of start to crack as she starts to think and channel the Nightmare King, and then I'm gonna go on the inside of, like, underneath the belly of the crawler and start to crawl up from the inside to try and have as much cover as I can.
Great, that's awesome. Plenty of cover on the inside. You notice that the platforms that are on the top of the mammoth crawler are fairly even keel because they're designed to carry both people and goods. The underneath section is barely welded together with whatever scrap was there, and it is a jungle of sharp, rusted bits with the occasional spaces to comb through. But with your spider climb, easy enough with care, and I will ask for an acrobatics check, just to make sure you don't end up nicking yourself in the process, but it does give you...
Acrobatics?
Yes.
16.
16.
Distress.
Without issue. No damage sustained. You're like basically now weaving in and out of this odd, tangled, like hanging mass of just jumbled junk that's been welded underneath here to keep it going and to prevent anyone else from like blasting it from underneath. So you're now up underneath that space.
I'm trying to go where the crates are.
You got it. And in there, amongst that, you have 3/4 cover while you're underneath there. Just keep that in mind.
Sick.
What's everyone else doing who's not on Team Treshy?
Yeah, okay, running to the crates.
So you're running to the crates, okay.
And following along.
Okay, cool. So you rush up. You can see now more members are joining, and while some are fighting off, about half of the crew out here, which now stands both, I'd say standing about 15, and about 6 or maybe 7 that are down and out in the current fray. But of the ones that are still standing, half of them are focused on the crates. Like, they know the importance of probably why this attack has happened, and they're shouting like, get him inside, and then just grabbing what they can.
Hurry, get him inside!
They're picking up the crates. As you approach, you can see one of them is like currently putting a bunch of elements back into one of the shattered boxes that you saw with the Treshy name on it. And you can see there's like these folded blankets that have kind of torn open, and there are dozens of these small crystal vials, about 1 foot long, that are all just kind of spilt out on the ground as the dust is...
I'm grabbing, we're coming in to help.
Okay, cool. So you go ahead and like grab a few. The guy holds the box out, like...
Is there are any of the little metal black boxes with no edges, the little safe boxes around?
I will say there is only one. The other ones have already been picked up and they're being loaded back into it, and there's somebody currently going for the last one right now.
I got it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I'm grabbing.
I just have my skirt up and I'm just putting things in.
Putting things in? Well,
Yeah.
a lot of it's just broken rock and masonry materials. But you're shoving it in there. A handful,
Who knows what it is?
handful
It
of
could be
vials.
something cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a couple of vials like broke onto the ground, and you can see this like kind of dark, kind of viscous gray liquid kind of like spread out, and then immediately begins to kind of dissipate and evaporate.
Don't touch it. Whatever you do, don't touch it. It might be dangerous, as I'm just yelling to everyone to stay back.
Okay.
Okay, Dad.
Okay. I would like to ask you to make an investigation check, and you to make an intimidation check. Because the other guy that was going for it at the same time has that kind of look in his eye, like, I'm important, this is important.
Ooh, come on.
We gotta get
Come
promoted.
on.
Let's try that again.
18.
18? He rushes towards it, and you say, like, I got it!
I got it.
Jeez, fine. He turns around and starts picking up some other things, grabs another one of the crates and lifts it up, and you all now have access to a handful of random materials. What'd you roll?
20.
A 20.
19 plus 1.
20. Okay, I'll say you have 3 of the vials you recover. Cool. And kind of, quickly kind of ferret away. While the rest are put back into the crate as the guy's carrying it, puts the blanket back into it. And you guys begin pulling back before a much larger explosion
Oh my God.
rocks the top of the mammoth crawler. Immediately as it impact hits, I need you, or are you gonna hold on or are you gonna drop?
I'm underneath and I'm gonna hold on.
That's where you want
Okay.
to be when a large structure explodes.
Yeah.
On it.
Underneath it.
So, it rocks, and even those of you who are running in Team Tresh, you hear this distant muffled inside the stone walls.
I'm sure it's fine.
Of the Seat of Disdain. Those of you outside,
You hear in your head, Laudna?
It looks like a large satchel of preset explosives, not dissimilar to the one that you had recently used, had been thrown onto this crawler and then detonated upon impact. It specifically hits one of the large joints at where one of the other still standing legs is, and as it detonates, the leg kind of cracks out from its mooring, and the entire structure begins to collapse downward.
Oh no. Mister. Go to Laudna.
And like a burst of zipping flame, you watch as Mister just starts darting through the storm. The wind striking him, he's having to correct for it, like he's a sail pushing against the wind. It has to kind of arc around as it's like, and it's starting to like rotate and crumble onto itself. You, who are holding on the inside of this mass of tangled metal, feel it list, shift, and then begin to turn as you see the ground itself get darker as shadow begins to rise towards you.
Oh boy. Can I position myself, can I Titanic this and get on the other side of the railing? Like to where I'm not going to
So you're trying to get up onto the top then?
Yeah,
Or
I'm gonna move around.
Okay, I will say roll a d20 and add your dexterity modifier right now. I'm just going to go ahead and roll for the actual machine.
Don't
and
fuck me. Kill.
Spider climb.
Okay, 10 total.
Machine rolled a 2. So this was just it, kind of like slowly listing as you dart around from underneath and you just scurry up around the edge of the crawler as the impact hits. Dust kind of billows out of the sides in a big ring and gets caught up into the wind by and just adds to the rest of the sandstorm around.
Say to Imogen, I'm not sure if there's going to be much of a crawler left to plant this ring.
At which point, you feel this clawing on your shoulder.
Ah! Oh, don't fucking scare me like that, mister. Mister, look for the black crates. Go!
And goes darting after Fern, who has a black crate.
Oh, fuck. Stupid monkey.
Stupid monkey.
Do I see any more crates? Are there still more crates left on this crawler?
You see there are 4 crates left on it, and they're all just the very large rock-based crates that were heavy enough that they didn't slide far enough off to hit the ground when it first listed.
They got all the trashy stuff.
Yeah, there's nothing left
so,
here for me, is there?
Not at the moment, no. But what else? Is there anything else you want to do while you're up here?
Come back to me.
Okay. You got it.
You just pass?
And pass.
Check.
Okay.
Check. Your turn.
So you guys are charging back to the Seat of Disdain while carrying boxes. I need both of you to roll dexterity saving throws.
That's you. That's me.
Yes. You're both carrying the goods of interest here, and
now.
you don't quite know what's happening, except for you hear a brief, high-pitched whine. What did you roll?
18.
18? Okay, so you only take half damage on this.
15.
15? You take full damage.
All right.
That is 18 points of bludgeoning damage to you.
Are you Rajaying?
He is not, so that's full 18.
Weird. Hold on.
You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as another explosive that was thrown from above and arcs trying to catch you guys as you're all rushing back towards the Seat of Disdain.
Bombarding this.
And it's thrown well, because with the wind going, it manages to kind of like catch, and while it's not a perfect hit, it kind of rolls into your periphery as it impacts and then detonates right in front of you. And as it does, you manage to take the full brunt of it, but you know, you're more worse for wear than in other worse scenarios than this. Fern, you do manage to kind of dart out of the way slightly and minimize the impact, but you're still able to continue going. And
How far am I from them?
They're now probably about 15 feet and closing in, because you only got like partway out into the battlefield.
I'm just going to keep my eyes open for more bags of explosives being thrown over. Maybe I can knock them out of the sky as they come over.
Okay. As you kind of glance up, go ahead and make a perception check with disadvantage for me if you don't mind.
Dis!
Yep.
Advantage! Perception is 15.
15, okay. Not too bad. Glancing up, you do see some of the figures on top. You see multiple shadows now, but they're combating. It looks like members of the Paragon's Call have now managed to climb back onto the wall, and it looks like there is a definitive scuffle now beginning to occur at both sides of the wall. There's still figures and shadows in the center of it that you can see are lobbing explosives and firing down from different rifle shots. You see flashes of
Can't make out
muzzles.
who they are or what uniforms they're wearing.
Best you can tell with a 15 is that they are heavily wrapped in heavy hoods, multitudes of cloth, almost like a mantle, and they don't wear any distinctive colors or symbols that you can tell in the middle of the storm.
Okay.
They're to the point where it seems intentionally vague.
The vagary.
In the interim, while the rest of you are going through and doing this, and going about this multi-minute struggle and grabbing things, pushing through, getting blasted, Team Treshy, what are you doing?
Lead the way, Poc-O-Pea.
Okay, I take my bloody hand and I smear it on my face. And make my way towards the door that had the lock before. Is there anyone standing at it? Is it open?
Okay, it is not open. And there's nobody currently standing at it. As you guys are rushing back in, people are kind of pushing past you, grabbing weaponry. Where are you going?
Weapons.
Right, keeps going. they're not that concerned with it. You see someone comes by and goes like, and sees you and goes, "Oh God," and just keeps running. Stay strong, little one. As you tear down the hallway back to where your barracks were, around the curve, passing by the war room, and you can see there are now two figures up on the table there that are both like talking loudly, trying to figure out like, who is it? Do we know? Are there any signs? Bring one of the bodies in! And they start like fanning out and like giving orders to other figures. And you know, earlier when you heard that like there were only maybe about 20 or so people here in the Seat of Disdain for when you were getting the original tour, you get the sense that maybe that information wasn't correct. There's a lot more people starting to coming out of the woodwork to defend this place. But nevertheless, you rush back to where your barracks door is, down the hallway where there's the stairway that leads up, and there is the current barred gateway that leads into the stairs below to the basement.
Just give me permission.
Do it.
Okay, I start lockpicking on the lock, even though we're standing out in the middle of the chaos.
If we're caught, what do we say? We're the elite team?
Rotanish sent us to get Treshy out of here. He's gone.
Get down to the VIP.
Yeah, got it.
All right, I'm gonna get behind Imogen so that she's between Chetney and I, and I'll watch our back.
Okay, you got it. All right, so you go, pick the lock.
Yep.
You don't have to roll. It's open.
Oh. I shut it last time.
No.
Yeah.
Someone beat us here.
Fucking bells!
Fuck. Get in there!
Come on!
Oh no. It's all a distraction.
But as I hustle, it's getting rid of traps.
All right.
I'm like, super scared. Going downstairs.
Sure. Make an investigation or perception check with disadvantage, because you are rapidly searching as you're running.
9?
Seems fine.
Okay, going down the steps.
Cool. Pring, the wire hits you in the shin, and you immediately start tumbling forward down the stairs.
There's no wire there before.
Make a dexterity saving
Can I
throw.
use telekinetic shove to like pull him back to me?
In a moment, we'll see what he rolls here.
Is this magic at all? No.
It is literally just a wire.
Oh God. 12.
12. We're talking ass over tea kettle. You just, this is the second time a wire has fucked you up in the stairs scenario. And you just go boom, 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 down the stairs. You telekinetic shove him back 5 feet, which pulls him back up again. And he just an additional 5 feet.
What the fuck? We're on the same team. Oh God, there's wires.
He failed the saving throw. We'll say it's only 2 points of bludgeoning damage on the way down.
Okay.
Not too hard.
We step over the wire.
Correct. I see you reduced the damage you would have taken by pulling him back, but it definitely made it longer, which was
All
funny.
right, yeah.
But you hit the ground, and right as you kind of focus, the rest of you trying to follow suit, but he definitely made a not intentional beeline for the basement floor. Glancing to the right, and you see what looks to be an unconscious guard on the ground.
Go.
Yeah, so I run up. Can I pat his waist real quick? Are there any keys, pouches, anything that I could grab that would be a faster way out of here in case we come up against the locked door?
You go and search for his body. Make an investigation check for me real fast.
I'm running past to get to Treshy.
Okay, you're both running past.
17.
17, great. I mean, there's weaponry. There's a coin purse.
Fuck that.
It looks like there is a loop on the belt, a leather loop that is like well hidden underneath the coin purse itself, but it's been cut.
Yep. Follow me. So I run to the.
You say follow me, and they're already gone.
Shit! One mind.
The two of you who are like stepping out into this area, you look to as soon as you step down the stairs past Chetney's, you searching the body. There is a hallway that goes right in front of you, and a hallway that goes to the right. Where do you go?
Well, I know that Treshy was underneath our room before, so I'm
You do.
going to head that direction.
Okay. So you turn the corner, and at this moment, immediately, you see there are two other guards on the opposite side of the hallway that immediately start firing in your direction.
Oh shit! On us, obviously on us.
They start firing in your direction.
Hold on, you need help with the VIP. It's us. It's us.
We're here to help.
So, are you continuing into the hallway?
Yeah, and
we'll
I hold
pause
up a
just
hood.
long enough. Yeah.
Okay.
Yellow hood.
They both duck behind. They're because the hall continues. It opens up into a larger room and then pinches inward and then turns to a left as you look down.
So tunnel, turn.
Yes,
Okay.
and they're around the turn. So like turn around, fire at you, and then come
Were
back.
they wearing yellow?
Yes, they're both wearing
Okay,
yellow
yeah.
cloaks, and they're well armored.
Okay.
So you both shout out.
Uh-huh.
There's no response immediately. They turn back out and get ready.
In their head. I'm going to say in their head, has he been compromised?
One of them looks confused for a second, and they both take a shot. Pardon me. Both take a shot. Not in your direction, but kind of to the left of you, past where your vision into the room goes.
Shooting at somebody.
I'm confused
There's
about our...
There's
yeah.
someone in there. So Orm's gonna start.
So you begin walking
up.
into a hall. It opens up into a room, but you haven't entered the room yet, and they're both firing to something
So they
around the
see
board.
us, but they're now attacking something different.
Correct.
Okay.
Might have a chance though.
I know. I'm going to try to continue and...
One of the guards who turns around the corner another round of fire takes something to the forehead and just stumbles onto the ground, not
Do we
moving.
see where that came from? The shot came from?
You get the sense the direction it's coming from was around the blind corner to the right.
Orm runs up the left wall and springs off it, sword out at whatever is around the corner.
Six.
Okay. There, as you kind of jump around and land, as soon as you do, the first thing you notice is that the cell to Treshy's, you see the cell that Treshy's in, and Treshy is currently up on the cot, like back to the wall, hands on the side of the wall, like eyes wide and trying to just stay out of the middle of the scuffle. The second thing you notice is that the door is not yet open to the cell. The third thing you notice is the cloaked figure that's standing there has a blade to your throat.
As I fly through the air down from the wall?
As you come down from the wall and land?
Okay.
Okay,
yeah, great.
What else would you like to go?
I was going to come down and slash, so I could potentially get... I wasn't trying to readjust. I think I would get stabbed. Because I was saying I was launching off the wall.
That's true.
Like a missile.
That's true. So that being the case, as the individual swishes around, blade out towards whatever is right there, hearing the sound. Yeah, all right.
Familiar face.
Familiar face?
You don't know yet. That will be 26 to hit.
That's definitely.
Okay, that is 7 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
As the blade kind of catches you on the side of the face, kind of up the side of the cheek, past the ear, and kind of you feel that warmth, that warm immediate pain, that burning sensation, as you kind of stumble and land and look up into the face of a very harried-looking, intense glare from Artanavo.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yes, yep. Go for
I'm going
it.
to roll through her legs.
Okay. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Can I see anything at this point, or is...
If you're following in, then yes.
Yeah? Okay.
And I'd say you by now have caught up around the corner here, and you immediately see just out of vision of Orm, like leaping up the wall, bouncing off out of sight.
Okay. What are y'all doing?
16?
16.
I'll say. Yeah, actually. You see in the moment of recognition, there's a look of confusion on her face, and that's just enough for you to go ahead and dart, having a little more information about the scenario than she did. And she tries to kind of reconvene her position and try and sweep her leg out to pick you up and kind of hook you as you go, but you're too quick and you immediately tumble onto the opposite side through the legs, and now you're in between the cell door and her.
Okay. And blade, not attacking now, just blade pressed, a little bit like with you, pressed to the small of her back.
Mm-hmm.
We got a bit of a standoff here.
She takes a hit to the shoulder from the other guard that's still alive down the hallway, and she goes, shit, pulls up her crossbow. She has a big old heavy crossbow. You've seen it once before, and pulls it up and launches a bolt out towards the guard that just shot her. That's a natural 20. Well, that's not good for him. That's really not good for him. Yeah, he's like into the chest, and you see him kind of like hold it for a second, realize it, grab his crossbow, and start going through the motions of loading it. And as he does, his motions get sluggish. He falls to a knee and then falls unconscious on the ground.
I am going to see all of this happening, and I'm just gonna say, "Tanabu!" And I'm gonna hit her with psychic lance.
Okay.
They're probably after the same thing.
That's an intelligence saving throw.
That is okay. That is.
That's dark.
That's going to be a 13.
She fails.
What does that do?
Oh,
so,
man.
She is going to take 7d6
Okay.
psychic damage.
I'm sorry, did you say 7d6?
7d6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
And something happens to her.
7.
afterwards.
Yeah.
This is that one.
Ooh. Okay, well, 10. Ooh. 20. 24, 25 points of psychic
25
damage.
points of psychic damage. You
And
got it.
she's immediately incapacitated.
Until.
My next turn.
Okay, yeah. So as you shout that and scream, there's this kind of glance as she suddenly from across the shoulder, would be actually from this position based on where you're coming in, goes, looks over, the eyes go wide, and you watch as the pupils dilate in a flash, and suddenly she grabs her forehead and crumples onto one knee, and is just clutching her head like the crossbow just clinks to the ground around, and holds her face going, and it's just there, this tight ball of all the muscles trying to deal with the pain that's racking her mind.
I'm gonna whip out a rope and tie her up.
Okay. All right, go ahead and you start. Jenny, you want to do anything?
No, I'm running to Treshy's cell.
Yeah, get Trisha.
Okay, so you go ahead and...
Find the keys! I'm sure
I think she's got the keys.
I know, but I'm not waiting for him.
Okay, are you finding the keys or are you tying her up?
Tying her up.
Okay.
He's tying her up, and I'm going to say to Treshy, we're here to help you.
Okay, I'm going to say, just ask this, because she's incapacitated until the next turn. That's 6 seconds she's
Yeah.
incapacitated. That's a very fast time to tie someone up entirely. What kind of tie are you doing?
I'm going to tie her legs together.
Okay, fair enough.
Because that's something I can do fast.
Go ahead and
Can
roll a
you kick
dexterity
her-
check. I'll say with advantage because she is incapacitated.
Can I kick her crossbow down the...
You can indeed. Yes, you kick. It like skids and clatters about 10 feet from where you're standing.
With advantage?
With advantage.
Natural 20.
Oh, my...
With that moment, well, first off, you're pretty close to the legs already, and with her crumpled down, you basically kind of like kick the one knee that she's kind of leaning on out from under her. She goes flat on the ground, and with the legs kind of straightened out behind, you immediately grab the rope and kind of figure 8 around, pull it up, and do like a half hog tie in the back. Pull the knot taut just as she begins to like pull it up and try and back away, and her ankles are bound. Immediately as this is happening, you're going over and looking for the keys, you said?
No, I'm just going to the cell.
The cell's right next to where they are, so that's where the fight's happening, so you go and join them at the cell.
Yeah.
And you see him like tying up the legs of Ortanavo just as you
Good
start to
job.
arouse. And what are you doing now? Or you're talking to Treshy.
I'm saying we're here to get him out.
Treshy at this point is like, of course, yes, whatever you need.
I'm gonna start trying to lockpick the cell. Speak to me, Sally.
I'm going to reach into Chetney's shirt.
My brain? My
No,
chest?
in your shirt.
Oh,
and
those
pull out
curlies, those
the
white
scarf
curlies.
that's sticking out that Fern gave you.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick it in and like, because we can reach through the bars, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to flare it out on the ground and tell Treshy to hop in.
To a scarf?
No,
The whole-
Make a deception check.
Get in. Get in, you piece of shit.
Make a hole check.
Make a hole.
You're telling a man under fire to jump into a hole.
Right.
So make a deception check.
But we just helped him.
Of course, that's why you have an opportunity here.
Nah.
Well, I was like 13.
13. You throw it on the ground. It's like, open the door.
Yeah,
We
good
can get out of
thing.
here. Get out
Cover
of
my
here.
work. And I get in there and start.
Okay, at this point, Artanovo is now rousing. He goes, what are you doing? Turns around and like twists on where she's like flat on the ground, flips over while her ankles are still bound so that her back's now on the ground facing you.
That's a problem.
and goes ahead and pulls out a short sword and just kind of looks at you and says, "What are you doing?"
Disarming attack.
Oh, we can work together. I mean, maybe she's with people.
Disarming attack. She's, is she prone?
Yeah. She's very much prone, yeah. There's advantage.
Oh, wow, that was a crazy roll. That is not a good enough.
Always the diplomat.
That is an 18
Poc-O-Pea. Poc-O-Pea.
to hit.
Let's just talk about this.
Definitely hits.
Okay. Then Artana needs to make a strength save. Where is it? 16.
She rolled a 14.
Ah!
So the short sword that she had sheathed earlier after kind of striking you as you went down is now struck from the other hand, skids off down the hall a little bit behind her. She's like,
and then I will pierce her in the shoulder.
Oh, God.
And say, well, I got to roll.
Yeah.
That is 21.
21 misses.
Oh, shit.
She's stacked up.
Whoa. 21 misses.
She's wearing some shit.
Or she has like.
She has an ability called multi-attack defense, where she gets a +4 bonus against multi-attacks.
Okay, so
you strike once, knock the blade free. The second time, she gets that look in her eye like, I know your tricks. And as you try to strike pat of the shoulder, she's kind of like, slowly moves out of the way, puts the arm around and like grabs your arm and is now attempting to, like, as a counterattack, lock your arm up with hers. Okay. This is be an athletics versus athletics check.
Okay.
Rollies.
14.
14, 18.
Oh, no.
So you're considered grappled, and we'll say for the purposes of the narrative here, that one weapon arm is currently locked in place. You can still strike with the other, whatever you want to do, but right now that arm is locked, and she has you pulled in, looking you straight in the eyes, and is going like, whatever you think you're doing here, you're fucking up a lot.
We're walking out with him.
Where?
Let's talk about it on the way.
Make a persuasion check.
Come on.
Natural 20.
Holy
She kind of reads you.
It has never been before.
The intensity in the eyes kind of tries to hold for a second, and there's a slight relaxing of the brows. You're not one of them. All right.
Okay.
Kind of takes a moment, releases your arm.
Jack, can you get that lock open?
She's just starting to talk to me. I'm feeling it out. Yeah, reveal your secrets. I mean, I know you got keys, but I'm gonna fucking take my chance.
What, really? And you hit the table and it knocked it off. There it is, yeah.
Holy shit.
So, yeah, you don't know where the keys are. That brief moment of tension kind of separates itself, and kind of you and Artana have this brief moment of at least understanding. As that's happening, you coming up to this relatively intricate lock. What's your total on that with the natural 20?
That'd be a 30.
Damn.
Jeez Louise.
The DC on this was a 25. So, you glancing at this lock, the inspiration kind of rolling through you, the burst of invigorated blood hitting your system as all the adrenaline's kind of flowing through you. In the back of your head, you hear that howl, that. You quietly, without even realizing it, mouth it.
Yeah.
As you're just focused in, without hesitation. Every single tumbler falls. You find the right hook, click and turn. It falls open. The heavy ass lock just kind of clink, clanks to the side, and the gate opens to the front. Treshy's still kind of up on the side. Are you?
Explain one thing to me. Are you a prisoner, or are they protecting you?
They are. You wear their colors. So
Yeah, I know. I'm new here.
you're working
okay?
with her. Who are you? Who are you? And he grabs like a book and is holding it in front of him like a
I'm
weapon.
gonna command Treshy.
What do you command?
In.
Oh, one word.
That's right.
One
bitch.
word.
Let's go.
Come on.
That is a natural 16 plus 2. That's 18. I'm sorry.
Oh, that would have been great. Now.
I'm trying to make it easy for you.
He's,
Just take him down.
Okay.
he goes, "Ah!" holds the book out to try and defend himself. You get the sense that seeing you, this person that attacked the people, and then is now kind of. There's a lot of like weird scenarios here as far as alliances go that he's starting to figure out. And right as he's about to say something about it, you just come at him like a madman.
The wood chisel goes and just touches his aorta, like, and you can see it moving against the pulse of his heartbeat. And I'm like, unless you want to bleed, get in the hole and do it quietly.
Intimidation check.
Come on, watch it.
Natural 20!
Why are you burning through them now? Why are you burning through them now?
Now's the time! The wolf decides!
Oh, God. Next time back when the metal euros are so down.
Trishy just sitting there with the just tip moving. Goes, fine. She'll kill you just as easily as she would have killed me. And then he jumps into the hole, vanishing into the dark. You hear? Actually, you would hear nothing.
Start counting.
I'll slice the rope open.
Okay. As you cut the rope, she kind of looks at you and then immediately skitters back and grabs the crossbow, the heavy crossbow, darts over and grabs the blade, sheathing it.
Wait!
Loads the crossbow, pulls it back in like a rapid maneuver, and then turns invisible, vanishes from sight.
Great. I was going to grab a yellow cloak.
There's
even better.
There's a brief beat where you hear, "Where are you taking him?" You're not quite sure where she is. You just hear it kind of in the space where she was standing.
Going out in the desert?
What do you think, Imogen?
In your head.
10 seconds.
I think you shouldn't have trusted her.
10 minutes, right?
Tell her wherever you want.
10 minutes before?
Yeah.
Okay.
About 10 seconds.
That was like a minute and a half. Okay.
We're taking him home. We're taking him home.
The air paths aren't quite as different as you think. You hear the voice kind of sourcelessly, and then she reappears on the opposite side of the hallway where you guys came from, and is now standing at the base of the stairs where you first entered, and goes, "We gotta go."
Come on.
Okay, back to the rest of you who have been outside. You, who have going to rush back to the seat now, hear the continuing explosions and the occasional like screams. Ah! Ah! And as more things explode and detonate, there's rocks and shale being flung from behind. Fern, you get like struck a little bit in the back of the head. Not enough to like really do damage, but enough to kind of sting a bit. Other soldiers start rushing out, and you can now begin to hear a sound that you almost began to hear before. As you see a rune crawler from across the side now that's being manned by some of the Paragon's Call have fired up their Katricia special that is now like the flares of its muzzle are going just shooting in a row in the space as the rune crawler is coming forward towards the direction where the mammoth crawler is now partially collapsed. You can see now the lobbed explosives and the various rifle fire that's when coming from that side of the wall is now moving and shifting along the wall to try and avoid the fire from the special. And as it's just shooting, you can see chunks of the wall itself, like bits of rock flying off, and as elements going to crack and break. Not enough to do enough damage to the wall to destroy it necessarily, but it's definitely, you can see where the spray of fire is trying to trace and follow. But once again, the storm itself is definitely obfuscating a lot of their attempt to whip around. While this is all happening, what are you two doing?
If we've gotten close enough to the building, where the fuck is Laudna?
You'll actually hear in your head, Ashton. Where have they taken the crates?
We've got what we need. Fuck the ring. Get out. We're heading out.
I'm gonna start dodging fire. I'm gonna spider climb down.
Okay.
You kind of just, I'm gonna lay low and skitter across back towards the call.
Okay.
Is aside from the thing that's firing right now, are there any other vehicles or horses or carts or modes of transportation?
There are no horses. There are definitely two other skirmish crawlers that are kind of at periphery against the wall. One of them that's like on its side that's just currently not operable, and another that's just kind of resting. And then there's the rune crawler that's now like just like a giant tripod making its way over towards the side of the battlefield. It's just
I'm making
firing.
a beeline like through Saving Private Ryan, gunfire and explosions and bodies and stuff. I'm just like, I'm sorry, I can't help you right now.
Which to that point, I need both you and Lauda to make dexterity saving throws for me, please.
To dodge, just straight dex.
To just dodge shrapnel and thrown explosive weapons. Ooh, that's a fail.
Shit, it was going so well. What's my dex saving throw? It's not great. Okay, 16.
16, okay.
Yeah.
So you take half damage.
All right.
Okay, that's actually a pretty bad roll.
Do I have to roll to see if it hits my mirror image, right?
This is kind of a radial scenario. So this is not a targeted attack, so it's not going to unfortunately be avoidable by the mirror image.
Okay.
However, you take 11 points of bludgeoning damage, F.C.G, and then you would take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. That's just kind of the rain of chaos around you.
Can I see either of them? Or I would be looking for you.
You can see kind of the dark shape in the dust storm of F.C.G kind of darting back and beginning to like make his way through the different like gunfire. Where are you heading?
What are you doing? Trying to get to the crawler that is parked up against the wall.
The skirmish crawler?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you watch F.C.G just vanish into the dust storm.
Shit. Fuck. Do I pass F.C.G?
With your passive perception, I'd say you see of everyone who's running and charging. A lot of these very normal humanoid shapes. You see one kind of like just cruise off into the opposite direction of where like a lot of your friends were darting off with their equipment.
F.C.G? I say in his head. Do you need help?
I'm getting us a big getaway car.
I'll be right there. I'm gonna go towards the call, towards Seat of Disdain. Do I see Ashton and Fern?
The two of you, have you been waiting at the front of the fortress?
I was about to go deal with this, but they're both moving in weird directions. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is happening.
And I'm just running around, just screaming in circles.
So the two of them are just running around in circles in front of the fortress.
I'm bullish on completing this, and I just crawl right past Ashton and start crawling up the Seat of Disdain.
Okay, so you're now just like full-on creepy ring girl crawling up the side of the fortress.
The fucking fortress?
Fortress?
Yes.
Love it. All right,
It's
cool.
like wife of Dracula, Bram Stoker's.
So F.C.G has darted off into the sandstorm towards the wall, and Fern is now
Try and track everything. I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm gonna run at F.C.G full speed to wherever the fuck F.C.G is going to.
Okay.
And I will probably rage while doing it in case anything tries to fire at me.
Okay, so you're going to a full rage charging after him.
Mm-hmm.
For Odhan's room.
So Fern, you're now alone, holding the dark, like 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot cube, heavily reinforced box. As soldiers are now like running past you, running the other direction past you, wounded, and going like, I need ammunition, and goes rushing back in. Other explosions. The specials now up against the wall that way, and you see a burst of flame as another explosive gets thrown against it. The crawler kind of like rears back a bit, but holds its bearing, and you can now see somebody is currently casting a spell from the top of the wall. You see as it glows, these like dozens and dozens of small little like I want to say like spears begin to just shoot out and then wrap around the leg of the crawler, trying to hold it in place. And you see it kind of like get stuck there, and its legs can't pull against it. It's locked in, but it's still firing. And one of them hits whoever was casting that. Immediately that thread dispels, and you see a body hit the ground. So it's chaos. It's chaos.
Yeah.
In the meantime, you are rushing over to where that one
Double
caller's.
dash, trying to get there.
Okay, make another dexterity saving throw for me, please.
You're trying to get to the car?
17.
The crawler?
17. Okay. Now that you're not like right in the middle of this chaos, kind of like charging around the side to where it is, that you avoid all damage for this one.
Right.
Darting past, you go to it, and it's kind of like this is the one that was on the right. That's away from the chaos.
I think, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because there's one that's on the ground and one that's set up on the side there that you can kind of see. The one that's
is it on blocks or something, or is it
no? It's just resting on its side.
on its side?
Yes.
Was there one that looked like more drivable than the other?
There is, but that is where the ruin crawler is now kind of over by, and where it seems like a lot of the scuffles.
Okay, all right, great. I'll figure it out.
Okay. So you rush up to the side of it, and you can see it's kind of laying on its edge. It doesn't appear to be, heavily damaged by any means. It definitely looks like it's seen some wear and tear. A lot of the armor and kind of metal aspects that are welded to it are kind of bent and jagged, but also that's part of its charm and what people like to present as a scary thing, not involved. You're not sure if it's damaged or not, really, in the way that it's built. What are you doing?
I'm gonna use my grapple hook if I need to like get up into the cockpit of it, or is it like laying on the side so I can just roll?
You can just roll into it.
I'll
It's kind of
roll
like
right
getting
into the
sideways situated.
And then, I haven't driven one of these, but I was one once. So I'm just gonna kind of like, like you see like a tree, a decision tree flying by, a robotic Terminator decision tree. I'm gonna look at all the controls and see like how to turn it on. Is there
Make an investigation check for me.
Oh boy, can I guide myself?
Yeah.
Guidance. Oh, terrible. What is that? Okay. Investigation. Oh, this is brutal. Is that a 9 or a 6? That's a 6. I got a 6.
Plus a D4.
Plus 1, minus 1.
So you got like the controls on this are a little obtuse. There's like a series of handles back here, and there's no like buttons to push. It's not a motorcycle. It is an automaton that kind of has, you assume, an odd combination of autonomy and taking direction. And so as you kind of like grab onto it, you try and push forward on it, and as you do, the legs spark to life and begin digging into the ground, and it begins to right itself. The problem is it's about 10 foot from the wall, so it just goes and slams into the wall, sending you from the cockpit over end and then into the wall as it hits.
Shit.
Make another dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Okay. Hey, 18.
18. You manage to spin in the air and your wheel catches it. You kind of like turn and then bounce off of it a bit and land. You don't take any damage, but you're definitely off to the side. The front of the armor and like the armor that blocks the wheel is kind of bent up a little bit, but it doesn't like it's in it wasn't enough room for it to get enough speed to do any like serious damage to the wheel.
I'm gonna fire my grapple cannon back and try to pull myself back into the cockpit again.
Back into it. Okay, you're inside.
Okay.
But it did seem to move when you pushed it forward.
Okay, and so there's like multiple levers. The ones that I just pressed activated like the thrust. Right?
It's like holding a set of horns.
Okay.
And it looks like there's a lever up beyond that to each one. And you just kind of push forward on it, and it seemed to like guide forward.
Okay, so I could pull back, or I could go sides.
You could certainly try.
Okay. I'm gonna quickly. I'm gonna take out that change bringer coin and just flip it. Heads or tails.
Do you have a coin?
I do.
Flip it.
Okay. Okay. Heads, I'll go backwards, and tails, I'll go like kind of left.
Okay.
Okay. Tails, kind of left.
Kind of left. So as you push it to the side, it doesn't need to turn to go. The legs in the back, which are, like a beast's legs, like digging in to tear. The front wheel kind of scoots, and it just rotates on the spot to the side. One of its legs actually kicks up against the wall and holds it in place there.
All right. Do I see any of my friends?
Make a perception check with disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Yes. Is the sandstorm still going?
18. 16 plus 6, 24.
You glance forward just in time to see Ashen just barreling towards you, and you come through the dust and you see what looks to be a skirmish crawler like growling. You can see like the blue energy of its energy core kind of glowing through the storm beneath it, lighting up the ground. And there, just over kind of the bent metal front of it, the like armored guard, you see the little lenses of F.C.G.
Turn on the light spell through my eyes, and I'm gonna say, "Get in, bitch! We're getting out of here."
I'm gonna run to it, jump in the back. What the fuck plan is this?
I don't know.
No one knows what you're doing. There's not a way out of here. The doors are fucking closed.
There's a lot of death everywhere. I'm scared.
This is a bad plan. Move towards the front entrance. I don't know what else to fucking do.
All right, I'll try.
Like the cabbie from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Ashen, as you were charging through the storm, I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw for me, please. The more you're out in the open, crossing in these spaces here, there's danger happening all around.
I'll also say I'm in gravity mode, so I don't know if that would make shit less or more likely to hit me, but I hit the gravity well.
I was definitely going to make things more likely to hit you.
Okay, so I'm going to lose my advantage.
Yes.
Okay. God fucking damn it. I always rolled the wrong one.
20.
20, great. Yeah, so Ashen arrives. As Ashen runs up to you, you see behind, like in the shape of the shadow of him coming into frame there, you see behind them these other like detonations of other things that are either aimed at or just happen to roll past and barely miss detonating upside your friend as they charge up and jump into the back of your skirmish crawler. And you're tearing off where?
I don't know. So there's no openings or gates that are open right now? To the outer wall?
No, that gate is shut.
Siege.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna kind of tear around the donut of the
Perfect.
place.
F.C.G's just doing
I'm
donuts in
gonna
a sandstorm.
I
I
know
love
I'm
it.
gonna try to find Fern. Like I'm gonna go around the perimeter, try to find Fern.
I got it. Perfect.
I'm going to point you in the bloody direction of the front entrance because this is so bad.
Well, that's happening. Fern, what are you doing? You're holding the box there as Ashen just ran off into the dust.
Just standing and staring at it all.
Yeah, Lana just started climbing up the wall.
Oh boy. I don't know where everybody went. How far is the gate?
The gate is probably a good 60, 70 feet from where you are.
I'm just gonna start walking towards the gate to leave.
Okay. I will also specify
Maybe
that
you
where
can
the
hold
gate
it like
is.
a watermelon on your skirt, like when people like steal. Yeah.
I will also specify that in the direction of where the gate is, not immediately in front of it, but immediate to the left of it, is where that ruin crawler still currently stands, and the special is still firing. And you can see there's a lot of the skirmish is now happening along that side of the wall, above and around where that area of the gate is. So you'll be walking kind of into where the focus of the chaos is.
Okay, I'm just gonna stand and I see the one of them donutting.
Yeah.
One of the.
We should be starting to right ourselves towards you.
Yeah, it does take a move of an S pattern, like a little sidewinder snake action, but does eventually make.
I'm overcorrecting.
Move over. Move over. Ugh.
No, I got this.
That one's a little out of control.
Too old to be driving.
Okay, well, while this is happening, Laudna, you're climbing up the side of the wall, and with your speed, because you get to move your full speed and dash if you want to, you can climb up pretty quickly. Where are you going?
I'm gonna go to the top floor where all those balconies are,
Okay.
and I'm gonna start crawling along the edge. I'm gonna start peeking in and see if I can see any higher ranking officers.
Yes, because as you climb up over the balcony, the first thing you see is you are about 1 foot from Otohan Thul, who is just standing at the balcony and watching.
Watching all of this?
And suddenly you just kind of looks down, dark eyes kind of looking you right in the face.
Hello, darkness.
What the fuck is happening? We're making trigger decisions.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go, baby.
There's an immediate look of like, what? Before all of a sudden the entire balcony is immersed in darkness, but you can see through.
I can see through if I use a sorcerer point to cast, which I do.
Okay.
I'm going to then loop around her, so I can see through it. Does she have any pockets? Her Boba Fett jetpack, change purse, anything like that?
Are you trying to shake down?
I'm trying to plant this fucking ring on Otohan.
Oh. Okay. Make an investigation check.
Good call. Investigation check.
In the dark.
What is?
But you
I can see
You can
through
see through it.
Bold.
Come on. Hot table. Hot
Everyone
table.
was going fucking
15.
15's not bad. So as you dart past, Otohan is
What a good idea.
Immediately is just confused by this, but is moving very quickly towards the back. Like in the slow motion element of you pulling in the back, like kind of like pushing past the cloak, you can see this. And it's a device. It's a device that's kind of affixed to her back. And as you look underneath, there's like almost these two cylindrical chambers with things placed inside them. And as you kind of pull back, you can see there's definitely an area where you could tuck a ring in, or you could hide it in there if you'd like to. But
Sure. Does it feel like she would access? It doesn't matter. There's no time. I plant it.
all right. You rolled pretty high in investigation, so you wouldn't be able to find a place to plant it. It depends. I will say.
I want to try and be smart about it.
Oh yeah, I know.
Place that makes sense.
Right. You're placing this on somebody who's also now moving, and because right below this assemblage are two sheathed blades that are cross-sheathed in the back, and she is now darting, like in the slow motion shot of you, like rushing past and trying to grab underneath. She is at the same time moving back to unsheathe the weapons and pull them free.
I'm trying to ooh, don't touch, no touch.
Right. So you rolled 15 investigation. I will say to finish up to try and place this, make a sleight of hand check.
Come on,
Come on, natural 20s all day. Do it now.
Which
You got this.
Gil?
Oh, sure. Don't fuck me.
Come on.
Kill. 11.
11. Okay.
You have a good sleight of hand.
11. I rolled a. No, wait. Nope. 11.
Okay. So you go ahead and you go to place it up inside, and you're like, great. And as soon as you get it placed in its positioning, she spins with the blades out, and you immediately take the full brunt of a round of attacks. She cannot.
But I placed the ring. The ring.
As far as you aware.
Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
For the cause.
For the cause. Yeah, the cause.
Okay.
You got a big HP and AC, right? You're gonna be fine.
I'm gonna
3 attacks.
I'm gonna be good.
So 3 attacks against you with disadvantage because she can't see.
And I still have mirror image.
You do. So the first strike is going to be 17.
She hits a mirror.
Darts off one of the mirror edges of it. The version, while she can't even see, she's kind of going off of the sense of where you might be and strikes one of the mirror
I love
images
that you're
away.
just going after Ahsoka right now in the dark.
That's going to be a natural 1 with a disadvantage.
Nice.
Second
Miss.
strike misses. The third one is going to be a 21 to hit.
Hits a mirror.
No damage on that round.
Yes.
Well, they're just surrounded by raids.
Does the mirror, when they hit the mirror, does it feel like she hits anything, or it just goes?
So that's going to be Odahan's immediate round to that, and is now just like you hear in the darkness, her voice go, "Whoever you are, your timing is curious."
I jump off the balcony.
You jump off the balcony.
Yeah.
Okay. You immediately dart off. Let's go ahead and make.
Follow up to that statement.
I'm gonna wait till I get almost all the way down and then feather fall.
Okay, she cannot see you, so technically, as I've learned in the corner case scenarios, can't make an opportunity attack against something you can't see necessarily. I believe. I'm gonna go for that in this circumstance anyway. So, swings wide, thinking you're in the same space you are, doesn't realize that you were gonna jump right back off the same balcony you came from, and you out of the dark orb off the side of this dust surround, like cloud encased fortress. Fall 3 stories down, kind of tumbling backward, righting yourself in the middle of the air as your bones crack into place.
It's like when you see cats fall in slow motion. It's kind of like that, but I kind of like crack my bones and then
and
land.
flip around.
You're a cat?
I'm a cat.
Falling as the shape and the flashes of the battlefield in the middle of the main courtyard of the Seat of Disdain kind of comes into focus below you. You stop yourself and land right on the ground. Just as you're rushing towards the front, you see suddenly a shape drop.
We hit the brakes.
Oh. Come here. Hey, I think they were driving around on that thing.
Let's go.
Okay.
Where's everybody else?
I don't know. Imogen.
In the interim, the rest of you who have been inside this fortress, you have Artana alongside you, and you have a hole wrapped up that contains currently Armand Treshi. What are you doing?
Can we hear her roughly? Like, where are we going through the hall now?
She's reappeared.
She's reappeared?
She reappeared on the opposite side of you by the stairs.
Okay.
And basically was like, let's go.
So she's leading the way, more or less? Okay, I'm getting in front of Imogen to take the brunt of any shit that comes at Imogen, because she's got the holes.
Okay, so the rest of you, the 3 of you, along with following her lead, end up coming up the stairs. The grate itself still open as you push through. Immediately coming up, you can see 2 of the Paragon's Call around the corner and see her, weapons out, like oh shit! And as they go to draw, she immediately fires. For the size of this crossbow, the speed in which she can reload and fire is insane. But she takes 2 shots, one at each of these. Not great, but she still has.
Should have put a cloak on.
Is she stacked?
Still pretty good.
Like, it's a heavy crossbow, and
it's a heavy crossbow.
So her muscles, she got to be.
Yeah, like from what you can't see between the armor is a series of back muscles that would make any of us jealous.
Hated silver.
And what's interesting too is that the heavy crossbow that she has, it has this like heavy crank circumstance where it's like fires and then immediately grabs underneath, almost like taking a shotgun and it just like cranks over and then already has it ready for the secondary bolt.
Yeah,
so the first shot hits.
Does one of these.
Both still hit.
You need to learn how to whistle.
12 damage to one, and then
wasn't a whistle.
10 damage to the other. So both of them take a hit. They're going to go ahead and move forward. Are you guys doing anything, or are you going to help out, or are you going to wait for them to finish the
You wanna,
scrimmage and move past? What are you doing?
We'll just.
I need to leave
well,
my hands.
I'm not doing anything but
Right,
following and
oh.
letting her deal with what's ahead of us, and making sure that she doesn't turn around on the hole bearer.
Okay.
Unless I hear from the boss.
All right. So now they're going to both take it around. They rush forward towards her. She's going ahead to reload. They're both going to go ahead and take.
Not here.
This one's going to take.
I'm gonna
A
say
dagger
in
attack and 2
Artana's head, play long.
Play along. Okay.
And I'm gonna run up and tackle her
Okay.
and yell at the guards. We've got this covered. Go help everyone in front. I don't know, fucking.
Yeah, I come up and I
Yeah.
I kick her in the butt.
Okay, make a deception check with advantage because you're getting help from Chetney on this one.
Yeah.
So be pretty high because they're ready to.
Good
24.
24 will do it. You had to roll over 20 because they're ready to just unload on her, weapons
She
out and
comes
ready.
down and it looks like, oh yeah, I'm opening her up. Get outside.
She crumbles to the ground and is just kind of like now laying flat over the crossbow. They both kind of, they both start reaching into their pouch to bring out what looks to be chains and manacles to go.
Go! We have this handled.
They throw the manacles down and they put her back in the cell below. And they both
Good idea.
They both go continuing down the hall where they were headed to go ahead and get some sort of equipment that they weren't quite ready for. What do you do now that she's...
She needs a cloak, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna really lock these, but we're gonna act like we're putting these on your wrists.
Make a persuasion check.
Was it one set or multiple? Just one?
One set they were pulling out.
I'm assuming you have an exit plan.
I did until you showed up.
15? No, 19.
Oh, that's better.
I hope you know what you're doing. All right.
If you're having a rendezvous with somebody, we could also stick a cloak on you, but now you're manacled, so do you want to have a specific place you need to be?
Well, I was going to exit through one of the upper balconies, but it's hard to do with a group this size.
No, don't fuck that. It's all terrible upstairs. Let's get out of here.
If we have another cloak, we can just put it over top of her.
Oh yeah, let's go to our room. It's like
On the way, right?
Yeah.
It's also probably a bunch
You headed
of
the
dead
room.
birds around.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's everywhere.
in the hallways.
In the
probably
hall,
not, though.
downstairs there was.
Oh yeah. I tried to. Somebody turned invisible.
Well,
but we have cloaks in the room.
I'm gonna help her up and say,
you're all wearing your cloaks, so you don't have any extra cloaks in your room, I don't believe. You just have the ones that you're wearing.
Here, take my.
This teeny one.
Little bib.
Run! Let's get out of here.
I grab her by the arm as we start running. Say, "We're the Bell's Hells. We're not with you. You're with us. Come on."
Yo, it's in the trailer.
She kind of like
Drop. Smash cut to title.
she
Suicide Squad.
as you hear, she goes, "Fine, but do me a favor of at least picking up my weapon." It's pretty hefty.
Yeah, I start doing. Oh man, I got a lot of shit in my hands.
I'll take it. Here, give me that thing.
Yeah, thanks.
Stronger than you anyway.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Would my Imogen be right about this
Right
time?
about now.
Imogen,
Is everything all right?
we commandeered a crawler.
Great. We got Trishy. We're on our way out.
Meet us out front.
All right. Artanavo in tow.
Whoa,
go.
What the fuck was the squeak about? What's the squeak?
Stay there. We're bringing our ton of vow.
Oh,
Hey, look what this lever does. Oh, sure, hit it.
Okay. You all begin to rush past down the hall, past the war room, and as you're passing the war room, you see as Ratanish kind of steps around the corner and goes, "You caught her!
That's right.
Where are you taking her?"
I'm gonna throw Artana at him.
Throw?
Whoa! You're gonna what?
I'm pushing Artana towards Ratanish.
Whoa.
Okay. So you push.
You're betraying her already? That was so fast.
All of the people of outside are on her side.
No, they're not. I think she's using it as a distraction. She's an assassin. She
paid 'em
works
off.
alone.
Find out.
So you throw her towards Ratanish. You have her weapon, and
Chetney has it.
sorry, you have her weapon. As she gets kind of pushed into his arms, he goes ahead and grasps the chain and looks at her and goes, "Good work. Oh, you have no idea what you've done.
Oh,
and begins to try and drag her by that point, at which point she pulls out of the manacles and turns invisible once more and vanishes.
Okay.
What? Shit!
Where'd she go?
Fan out! Find her!
Look outside!
She cannot be too far!
Damn it!
Undo the betrayal. Undo the betrayal.
He runs back to the war room and goes for a large great axe that you see is like set on the main table and begins charging back into the chamber. What are the rest of you doing at this point?
I'm saying in her head. Nope. I have to see her in order to get the connection, so I can't do that.
Nope.
Well, I'm hoping she understood that we knew her hands weren't tied.
At the front door, like we're going after.
Orm is sticking to Imogen like glue, and I'm listening as hard as I can for Bo.
Okay. Make a perception check with me.
Okay. With advantage or not, because she's invisible?
She's invisible. This is for sound. I'd say just make a straight roll for this. Also in the chaos of all the sound around, you're trying to pick up a specific.
Not great.
Element.
11.
11? Okay, yeah. It's hard to make out much anything beyond the footsteps and the shouts and the sound of dust outside. The dust storm is kind of clearing up a little bit for those who are on the outskirts. It's still blowing through, but it's not like in its deepest, darkest state. It looks like it's starting to find at least a pocket where it's not quite as intense. You don't know if it's the end of the storm or if you're just finding a brief lull in it, but like a little bit of the sunlight's starting to peek through a little bit. While the rest of you push past the two front doors, you can see there are now 3 guards out there who are like in the process of reloading their rifles. And one of them kind of sits around the corner, jumps out, takes a big old shot, and then darts back around, sweat on his face. You can see the dust and dirt is now like kind of crusting from where the sweat is gathered on the eyes, and he has to like wipe his face off and looks at you. Get out there! Help us!
No problem. Let's go.
Run out. Have any of the walls been blown open at all at this point?
No.
It's still all standing.
Of course, these are very, very well reinforced walls.
Can I just turn to Ashton and Fern and wait? Are you with us too?
I am.
Dude, we gotta open the gate. How do we do that? Can someone go ahead and do that?
Is there? It's all happening at the front gate or the back gate? It's happening from both sides.
There are 2 gates. The one that it's happening near now is the one where you came in. There isn't really a front gate. There's just 2 different ones, but this is the one that you've used the most often. The other one is kind of facing a less public area of the street necessarily, but it's not as often used.
And which one has the gigantic monster crawler next to it?
The front one, the one that
we should go to the
other one. Yeah.
So, also, how long has it been since we
put Treshy in
put Treshy in the vault?
No. It's only been like.
It's been so fast. It's
Okay.
probably been
Yeah,
like
it's
3
been about a
minutes.
minute.
Okay.
Oh
perfect.
God, not even.
A minute to 2 minutes, I'd say, since then.
Yep.
So resurrecting.
So something's very quick.
So we wait till like 9
Yeah.
minutes or so, and then we check.
Yeah, we're gonna run to the back gate.
Yeah, I quickly just tell Imogen, new plan, back gate.
All right.
Got it.
So the crawler, as you begins to push its way through the dust, past the array of combat happening to the where it will be now to the right of you as you move beyond that one entryway gate. You can.
Is there actual combat happening on the ground, by the way, or?
Right now, you don't see combat on the ground.
Okay.
There aren't any like shock troops. There's no like idea of people coming into storm. They're staying along the wall and just harrying people.
All right, so there's no one to run over.
The crawlers have ACs, right?
They do.
So is it considered like if I cast Shield of Help on it, it's not a creature? Is it a creature?
It is considered a creature.
Okay, I'll bonus action cast Shield of Help, Shield of Faith on the crawler.
Okay.
Just so it doesn't take any damage as we go around.
Okay, you got it. Okay, so you go ahead and cast it. This little like kind of weird shimmering energy kind of encircles the outside of its metal form and then clings to it, leaving this kind of faint glowing film to it, reinforcing its capability to withstand damage. As the crawler begins to tear through the space and head towards around the courtyard, you can see there are others now getting on, not on skirmish crawlers at this point. They wouldn't be helping them at this. So they are just gathering more weaponry, and you can see a couple of them have like catapults that are set up on the back that they're in the process of loading now. They're like going to attack their own walls to try and stop these people, but it's going to take them a while to set that up. What are you guys doing? The rest of you are on foot, so you're behind.
We still have, I mean we can get to the are you talking to us, Matt?
So
on the crawler?
You three on the crawler.
Yeah.
And you're with them in the crawler as well?
In the crawler.
There is all the room there is, and the crawler is not moving at a great speed with that many people. So
Right. Do we jump ship or do we?
No, we don't jump ship. This is the way out.
Okay, go to the back. How far are we from that back gate?
You're maybe about 120 feet or so. You can get there pretty quick on a crawler.
But someone's gonna have to open it. Do you want to be an animal and dash up ahead and open it or something?
What if you rammed it?
Maybe
We can
we'll
open
get
it.
to
We
it.
can open it.
enough. The
It's no
ramming
room-
it.
Ramming won't actually be enough, but
Is there a lock on it?
Well, you're not close enough to really see, but as you approach, you can take a look.
It's
probably cranks.
So we get a little closer.
yeah, we'll.
The two
It's a big
buff
ass
people
exterior.
get to crank real quick.
I'll hop off once we get there.
Okay. So as you approach and kind of spin off to the side, the leg is kind of digging in a bit to stop before you slam into it. The secondary gate, while smaller than the front gate, is built in a similar reinforced way. And there are cranks and what looks like two sets of chains that kind of work through this pulley system to kind of pull them apart and open. However, in the process of the siege, as it is standard procedure, there are a number of bars and elements that have now been placed to keep it shut and defensible from the inside.
Okay.
That's a lot of
We do.
TNT
We
to
have.
get.
We passed them out.
Yeah, we passed out the TNT, I think, for the.
I don't have
But
one.
I don't know who all threw it.
I threw one in the fight.
I have 4 left then.
I got one.
You
I'm
have
not with
one?
you.
I think I've got one.
I'm
Can't you just
going
pull the bars
to
out?
try with my ring
Sure.
to cast telekinesis and try to pull one of the gates open.
Pull one of the gates open? Okay.
with your
What's
stone.
this? What's the strength on the ring?
It can
Is telekinesis?
1,000 pounds.
Whoa.
Okay. That door weighs a little more than that, but you begin
Step
to
in front of it?
pull on it. That will help other attempts as you're kind of using that to focus and you yank on it. You can see like the chains and the metal bars that are placed into it to keep it braced from this side, kind of like shift a bit. And what little bit of gap or room there was for them to wiggle is now brought to a tense point as the doors are now pulled against that brace.
Ashton,
Is anybody watching, by the way, or?
I'm gonna try.
Right now, their focus, it seems, is largely to the assault on the opposite
Okay,
side of the
I'm
courtyard.
raging and I'm gonna hit this thing. Starting another rage. Here we go.
Alrighty.
Try to remove the bars here?
I know. Lift the bars.
Pull the bar.
Why don't I try to pull the bars?
Oh well, then I get my strength, so I'll rage and.
It's up to you. You can attack it if you want to. While you're raging, you have advantage on strength checks.
Oh well, in that case, yeah.
Or you can break it. I mean, it's your call, man. You're the barbarian. You tell me.
How tough do these things look?
I mean, it's
More than
reinforced
1,000
to
pounds.
defend. Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna try and lift the damn thing. I'm just seeing what I gotta.
Look, I just don't want you to miss a chance to fight a door.
Oh yeah, no.
It's really it's a cherished pastime. Really.
I'm trying to find a thing just because there's too many things.
Get your
here.
vengeance, bro.
Ooh, are there ones that are too high to hit? Out of curiosity.
There are 3 braces on it. One of them looks like it had a latch that was pulled that caused it to fall into the higher brace because it was kind of just out of range. That one's about 10 feet up. And then there's a central one that's about 7 feet up and one that's about the 3.5 foot mark. And it's 3 metal
I'm
braces.
going to start at the top one. And because I hit my rage and suddenly I kind of become mildly translucent in the head as I sort of get that portal shift. And I'm going to do a wormhole strike at the top one and try and see if I can knock it either out or break it, try and knock it out of its.
That's great. All right, yeah. So go ahead and make. You're essentially like portaling your. If you want to, as opposed to a weapon, you can portal your. This is full on like Dragon Ball Z shit. You can portal your arms up to it and try and lift it from a distance.
Yeah, I'm going to try and just do a big
All
shove
right.
and see if I can
go
get
ahead.
it off.
Go ahead and make a strength check for me with advantage.
All right.
We got lucky on that roll.
Yeah, portal.
Yeah.
Finally.
23.
Finally, you've been
23. So as you kind of like look up towards it, you focus. There's a spark on the side of your head as you punch your arms forward, and they just kind of vanish into a dark hole. And up above, you watch as the brace gets knocked off, and these arms kind of just appeared out of nowhere, lifted up in the air, and then you withdraw them. So the highest brace is now removed.
Is the second one look heavy? The second one that's 7 feet up. Look, that's not reachable with a hit, is it? Or
I'd say it would be with disadvantage.
I'm gonna use another chaos burst and instead of trying to. If it does it look liftable or is it?
It looks liftable.
I'm gonna give one more. I'm gonna give one more run, but instead of using my hands, I'm gonna see if I can just knock it out with like a fucking baseball.
Sure, go for it.
All
That's a strength check.
Would that be a strength check?
Yes, it would be.
All right.
While he's doing all of this, I'm just looking backwards, just scanning for the others.
You see them in a distance. They're nowhere near as fast as the crawler. They're
20.
just like 20. 20 is the DC for this. So you're like, whack, another heavy like golf swing upward, cracks into it, and it looks like it's about to clatter back down, but then it just kind of stays up. There's just enough resistance to hold it elevated. With this, with the next rattle, you're uncertain if it's going to fall in a way you like or a way you don't.
Oh, no.
But you have one way to find out. It's definitely not braced at the moment.
I think that's 2 hits, though. That's the end of my turn, isn't it?
That is, but we're not like in a combat round here. If anybody else wants to throw anything else into the process,
Anybody?
feel free to jump in. We're on an initiative here.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Nope.
We're running.
What? So there's another few
As
braces.
There's one last brace that's around the 3.5.
And there's one that's a little iffy right now.
And there's one that's kind of like up and just kind of teetering.
If we hit it with we have a leg or something?
Is there a
from
rock on the
crawler?
ground?
I can shoot.
Yeah, there's a
something.
rod. There's
Shoot
plenty of
something
rod.
at it!
Okay. I'll attach the bolt thrower and I'll just try to shoot it so it falls the right way.
Great. Go ahead and roll an attack.
Okay. 10 plus 6, I think.
16?
Nope, it's 10 plus 3. 13.
It ricochets off the door. Not heavy enough to cause it to jiggle one way or the other, but it still stands.
Sorry.
Scorching ray.
Scorching ray?
Gonna burn it over.
Burn it open.
Burn it open?
Wait, isn't
Sure.
it? It's like this?
It's doing this.
Yeah,
You gotta push it.
it's on like a
Push
hinge.
it.
And
Just throw a rock
It's
at
like,
it.
it's like a bus on a freeway, like in an action movie.
I'm just gonna burn. Just burn it to the ground.
I'm gonna cast Bane on
The
it.
second top one, and you're tall, so
Are we
you
at this
probably
point?
push it.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm gonna run over and try to push it.
You're pretty tall. I'll say, are you like leaping to try and catch it? Because it's just out of reach for you.
Yes, I'll do a mirthful leap, jump up, and boop.
That will definitely be enough to do it.
Yes.
So just make a basic strength check for me. This isn't a high DC.
Okay.
Just you have to meet a certain level, a base level to get it to move as part of a mirthful leap.
Okay. 6.
6. Okay. Okay. You reach up and you tag it. As you do, it kind of like begins to move from its mooring.
No.
I need you to roll a d6 for me. On a 1 to 4, it falls the direction you want it to. On a 5 or 6, it falls back into the brace. But you because
Roll low,
because you didn't roll a 5 or lower. What'd you get? 5.
I'm gonna
Back into the brace.
Okay. That was not what I wanted it to do, but let's see. Can somebody else do something?
Is Donkey's Ring a one-time only, one a day?
You guys could knock over the red Dixie cup. No, standing up straight.
Working on
I assume you're all coming too.
We're way back there.
We're like,
I'm gonna
at the
turn
exit
around.
of a parking lot, and that thing is just. I can't get around.
So it has fallen back into place.
It has fallen back into place.
It doesn't say that my telekinesis in the ring is one time a day.
You do concentrate on it. I mean, telekinesis is a concentration spell. So if you want to, yeah, you could just use that to do it.
Oh.
Now the brace does move easy with that. There you go.
And there's one brace left.
There is.
Do it again. Do it at the bottom brace.
There you go.
This would have been.
All of you.
It's about this time that the rest of your troop catches up to you, covered in sand and dust.
Come on. Let's go.
We can't. We fit it on.
No, we're not taking it. We're going and we're going to shut it behind us. Let's go, go, go.
Wait, we're not taking the car?
They cannot fit on it. Let's go.
Some of us can.
Take the car.
I'm
Take
staying
the car
on
if you
this
want to.
thing.
Go.
Take the car to Joe's.
Maybe go
Get in the
tiny.
car.
Go tiny.
I can also.
Go to get in.
You're the car.
Just
Get to Joe's. Get to Joe's. Try to open the door.
Okay, so there are the dual like chain cranks. You have to go over and like.
Yep.
I'll do the other one.
Going.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that, the doors.
give me the package.
We have to.
Orm is turning around and using his 26 passive perception to listen for Vo in front of her.
Okay.
I'm just waiting.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage for me.
Persuasion?
Sorry.
Perception?
Perception.
Good. That is
Come on,
24.
don't you trust me?
No.
24. Now the dust is not entirely clear, but it's not as heavily, intense as it was. Glancing about, you can see there's still some skirmishes happening, but it looks like it's getting lighter along the walls on the opposite side. You see one shape kind of dart from the fortress to the wall, kind of arc over.
That is Artana.
Good. She got out.
So
Fine.
Where are we going?
Let's get our people out and shut the door behind us. You've got the fucking ring. Help. So yeah, if we get through, I'm just gonna try and shut this thing and try and if we can knock one of those things back in place.
I'm gonna just pick up one of the bars again and then just put it back in.
So the only means of really closing it with the winch is on the inside. So if you're going to try and push it closed, that's going to be a strength check from you with the help of your telekinesis.
All right.
Or just go.
Just go.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
just
it's hard to close it from the outside.
Okay, fuck it.
Imogen, you won't give me the guy, so it's fine.
Here.
No. You
Take the scarf, take the scarf.
You take the car. It's okay.
Yes, but who? And you have that crate.
Yes.
And you guys got Treshy?
Yeah. Where are we going?
Then get on the car and we'll meet you at Joe's.
Going to Joe's.
Okay, going to
Joe's?
Joe's.
We're going. Okay.
Who's driving? You know
I
how to
will.
drive it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can
I'm-
track a skirmisher to Jaws. I'm just saying.
Yes. Marked fucking skirmish. Yeah, fuck it.
I feel like we should.
Really?
Should abandon it at some point.
I'm leaving it. I'm running to
Yeah,
Joe's.
let's
I'm
all.
getting off
Yeah,
the
let's go.
skirmish.
Let's go.
Or the skirmish.
We just abandoned the
You
skirmish.
abandon the skirmisher there?
No,
and
we're not going to abandon it.
Okay.
What are you talking about? Why would we abandon it?
Stay on the skirmisher then.
Let's take it halfway. Let's take it halfway.
It's
and then abandon
faster
it
than
before we get
us.
there. Yeah.
Okay, so who's on the skirmisher?
Okay.
1, 2.
We're switching. We're switching drivers.
Okay, but you're still on it?
I don't know if I'm allowed to.
If you're the
Get on
slowest,
it.
then
Well,
yeah.
you didn't trust me a second ago.
FCG, just get on.
I shouldn't trust me either.
Jesus, I'm just going. Somebody better get on this thing.
Is it full?
No, there's
Well,
only
people
two of
can-
us now on this
There's
thing.
2 people on it right now currently. It's just the 2 of them.
And he's little. And you're light. So get on.
All right, I jump on with Orem and
Okay, so the 3 of you are on the skirmisher. And the rest of
Sure.
you are on foot?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
so 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yeah.
The throttle's a little tricky.
You and your boss are on foot.
The clutch is a little sticky. No, it's fine. I know. I get it.
Okay, I'm gonna get in with them.
Okay, so you get in the skirmisher as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the four of you. Okay, all right, now as you're outside of the gate, are you going to the right or left?
We're going towards Joe's.
Towards Joe's, from where you're standing would be to the right, probably.
Okay.
Okay, so you turn around and kind of begin to turn past that space, and right as you turn the corner back into the main thoroughfare, there's a shape waiting for you, right at where that opens up. You see a figure's cloak whipping, and right as you come tearing in, and the lights of the sand begin to kind of apparate, you see the familiar gray hair and red cloak of Odahan Thul just standing there right in your way. As you begin to try and slow it down, she darts forward and just blades out, starts striking up against the crawler's side.
Currently has a
+2 to AC.
It does. Still hits on the 2 attacks. The third one also hits and is going to...
Can we jump off? Can I just jump off?
Oh, what? You
Hold
wanna
on a
get
second.
Big trackable vehicle now?
We can in a second. We'll get to that in a second. And it's going to go ahead and offhand attack. As
Sorry.
well. Natural 20.
Oh.
Silvery barbs.
Snap.
Silvery barbs on that one?
Yes.
Okay. Disadvantage on it?
Disadvantage.
Okay. Still hits, but not a crit. You got it.
And
On the
next
car?
advantage is for Imogen on your next attack.
Next attack? Okay, got it. So still for that, that's damage on...
All my spells are not attack. Safe.
Well,
Let's get creative.
Okay. Roll a... The skirmisher that you were on, the front wheel is destroyed.
Okay.
All right.
Now, there are rules for the front wheel. Those of you who still have the skirmisher sheet on it.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good.
Nope. Let's see. Front wheel has an AC of 21, 25 hit points, is resistible and can only be damaged by targeted. If the wheel is destroyed while moving, the skirmish crawler's speed is reduced to 10 feet and must make a DC 12 dexterity saving throw or tumble and explodes, causing all creatures riding to make a DC 12 dexterity saving throw.
Okay, so
or
we
take
all
a fuck ton of fire damage.
So roll for the skirmisher you're on.
I'm not on it, so
Or
who's
sorry.
driving?
roll for the skirmisher.
Correct.
And I have to
this
roll
is a
what?
save.
Yeah, the dexterity save on there is...
DC 12.
So go ahead and roll and add the dexterity modifier of the skirmisher.
What's the dex now?
-1.
That would be 10.
So as Odahan carves through the blades like a spinning whirlwind in the air, and then landing behind, the skirmisher kind of wheel up. The wheel splits apart, and then digs right into the dirt ground. The back of the legs kind of fling forward as all of you kind of get pulled forward as it just kind of grinds into the dirt, throwing all of you from the back of the vehicle. Everyone who's on the car, I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
DC 12.
100%. Just like that.
Nope. 12.
We'll roll and slide.
Oh,
So what was the DC on
so
that?
good, and then it was
12, so that's a success.
Really?
It failed. 7.
7, fail.
10.
Fail.
4.
Fail. So they take how much damage?
46.
4d6 damage.
4
As it explodes around you. This is a shitty roll. That's 10 points of fire damage to those who failed, and 5 to the success, which is Laudna. As you all, as the vehicle, the skirmisher, just detonates upon the impact, the flames kind of swirl around you, and you all end up tumbling in the dirt, spinning over and over before coming to rest. While the rest of you who weren't on it now kind of went to kind of chase and follow suit, and you see this fiery explosion, and it just eats shit and get destroyed. Your friend's thrown from it, and there, standing in the ground, you see Odohan stand up. The 2 blades at the side, the cloak just flapping in the breeze. At which point, she kind of looks back at both sides, kind of has blades out to both, and goes, "Let's have a conversation, shall we?"
And that will go direct.
And you watch as there's this weird this flicker in the back, underneath where the cloak is. And these dark shapes appear. 3 dark, shadowy versions of her appear in the space around where she is. All wearing the same dark gray armor, but somehow darker. Dark grays and blacks. That's where we're gonna go to break.
Oh, shit.
This table is on fire. Matt, you are on fire.
Oh my god.
Holy
It's
shit.
Chaos.
It's so nice.
All right, we'll come back here in a few minutes and pick up from this bit.
Stay for until we
break. We'll see you soon.
New ads, but once I'm convinced there's no new
Laura
ones,
Bailey here to guide you through
there's
what's
new
new
product
in
policies.
Critical Role
And once I'm convinced there's new ones,
Style should never be a dumpster, darling.
then
The cuteness, it's overpowering.
actually pretty cute, but I don't need it.
It's so cute. I can't handle it.
My sister is the one who's more into pins.
I mean, the traveler always says impulse purchases are a good decision.
Look at this. Isn't it fashion? So much fashion happening here. And hey, if you want, you could head over to the Critical Role shop right now.
And so I'm ending the video, and I do have a red vest thing.
Maybe
So
that's the lesson of
blue
this
one might go-
episode of Four-Sided Dive is that life is meaningless and free will doesn't exist because we're just a series of inputs and outputs.
Life needs things to live, but we're not actually living.
Yes.
We're
Wow.
dying.
That's the promotional clip.
Before
by the way.
I said, "What's the deal with the name Ira?" And he said, "What do you mean?" This game does not suck. You're the one who sucks.
You good, buddy? Boom, boom,
I
boom.
saw this, and I think from now on I might try to do reactions to this once I die as well.
If someone just tuned in,
Boy, that's all stuff I gotta do. Paul, I'm not for him. Okay, this looks interesting.
Oh, hello, critters. I didn't see you there. I'm Yev with Backblaze, and I'm here to tell you about the importance of online backup. But before we do, it's been a long time since we've last seen each other. What have the Hell's Bells been up to? Well, they've been toppling towers, kind of building up empires, also toppling empires. They've been dungeon crawling, going on loot missions. They've also been street racing of late.
I guess the museum
And
counts as
Critical
a...
Role as well. They have the Amazon series, all of the new shows on the channel. It's been awesome to watch them grow. And at Backblaze, we've been growing too. We have a bunch of new products and features and services. We have B2 cloud storage, business backup. We went public on the NASDAQ stock exchange. It has been an incredible ride. And one of the benefits of growing so much over the last couple of years is that we've been on a hiring spree. We've been able to hire so many folks that one of the side benefits has become us hiring a lot of critters, cosplayers, and gamers. It's been a lot of fun. But it's not all fun and games. What does Backblaze actually do? Well, Backblaze Computer Backup is an online backup service that backs up all the files on your Mac or PC. So whether you have photos, videos, role-playing game recordings, musical scores that you're developing, work docs, school docs, or What's Up docs, Backblaze will back it up for you and have it safely and securely available for you to access from our cloud whenever you need them and from wherever you are. That's why I'm just a man standing in front of a green screen trying to get you to back up your computers so that you never lose data, because that's what Backblaze can help you with. Go to backblaze.com/critical role and start your free 15-day trial. We'll know you'll have come from Critical Role, and we can continue to support them in the future, which we want to do. Go to backblaze.com/critical role, start your free trial, stop losing data, and we'll see you next time.
Like a champion. It looks like I'll have 6 minutes. Assuming there's no new ads. Okay, I'm calling it. One thing there's probably no more new ads, and I really need to use the restroom before the next thing. So I thank you for joining me. This is Frine Rioventura, the half-elven YouTuber, and I wish thee good fortune on the quest of life.